What's up, everybody? My name's AFarCryAway, and today we're going to be talking about what For Honor could have been, and why I'm so pissed that this isn't kind of closer to the final product. Now, the thing is For Honor has these live streams, kind of like Rainbow Six Siege, where the developers get in a room and talk to you about the game and upcoming features and whatnot. It's actually a really awesome thing that they do that. A lot of game companies don't, and they probably should be doing that, because I believe that keeping in touch with your fans is the best way to keep your game alive and kicking and, build a community around it, because it shows some, it kind of humanizes the company for the gamer. And Tripwire Interactive, who, I talk about all the time on this channel, they started doing that, like, as of last year, and it's really helped them out. So, get on them for doing that, even if the game is completely dead, not dead, but very close to dying on PC. Now, what For Honor could have been is a lot more like this, and I understand that they have explained multiple times prior to showing this clip that this was just their vision for the game. This is not anywhere like in-engine. Like, it's in an engine, but it's not the game engine, and it was all basically, theater. This is all pre-rendered. But there's a lot of things that they did for this gameplay here that I wish they had kept for the final game, and I feel like it's really hurt the game that they didn't keep it. One thing being that, how there's the weapon system that shows you on the screen, when's the best time to parry and when's the best time to block and all that stuff. Not having it actually adds a lot more kind of realism to the game. And I feel like in the campaign, when you're playing on the hardest setting in For Honor, when they take that away, it just makes the game so much better in a lot of ways, because you actually have to, like, look at the enemies and what they're doing and dynamically react, as opposed to just looking at the screen and looking at a thing on the screen that's telling you what to do. So having no, like, HUD getting in the way is actually really sweet, and that's something I wish they had kept. Maybe only enabling it for, like, a novice playlist for people who are new, who don't really understand the game. Also, you'll see here that the knights actually kind of look a little bit better than they do in the final game. I'm not really sure why. Also, these animations, the buddy emotes, I like that. I wish they had kept that. Two-player emotes would have been sweet. That was pretty funny. Also, the Vikings seem a lot more like Vikings in this, and the fact that there's no magical bullshit attacks, like no stupid power fantasy attacks, is really nice. Now, there still are a couple, but you'll notice that when this knight was fighting the lady with the shield on the stairs, he was actually using a lot of knight tactics with the sword, as in using two hands on the sword, and he's doing that here while he's fighting these Vikings with shields. They do keep a lot of that in the final game, I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of it still there. But it just seems like it's done better here, and like, it is it is pre-rendered, so of course they probably got some real good animations in. But I kinda wish they had kept the thing with the poking. That's a thing that they took out of the game, and I think it's kinda dumb that the knights don't use the poking technique with the sword they have. It's kind of a missed opportunity, and I don't know, it just seems like there's so much in this gameplay that could have remained and got stripped out for the sake of, I don't even know, like, just kind of making the game a little bit more casual friendly, I guess. Whereas what they probably should have done was keep the game as the original, interpretation, as the original vision. And I just don't really like where it's gone, and it feels like you're playing a cheese simulator. Like, every time I get on For Honor, I really want to get immersed, I really want to Deus Vault some people as a knight, and then I can't because everyone's just running around pushing people off of cliffs and stuff, and cheesing them with those crappy emote taunts where you're, like, pelvic thrusting the air. I don't know, it's like, I understand why that's, like, a draw to the game, but some of it just feels really out of place, and the tone is all over the place. It feels like somebody came in, looked at this gameplay, and said, I really like this, but can we add some stupid bullshit to it to make it sell better? And, that's what Ubisoft does best. They took this really awesome and original, okay, maybe not completely original game concept, but definitely like a really good take on it, and then they turned it into a microtransaction money whore of a game, and it just kind of sickens me to see that happening because of, like, the publishers just being greedy. And what I mean, like, just to give you a specific example, is like with the emotes, you have not only just the emotes themselves, But you also have executions that you have to unlock via the coins or whatever in the game. You also have like special effects that you can get while doing that like make you like catch on fire or something while you do it. It's dumb. And then they just, instead of addressing player concerns with the game, they keep adding more and more and more cosmetic items, which is ironic because they said at the beginning that they didn't want all the players to get all the things in the game, and I can kind of see why, because they just add so goddamn much to it that there's no way that anyone who's playing the game legitimately without buying anything is unlocking everything. I don't know. Maybe they fixed that since the last couple of updates, but I kind of quit playing the game after the second month of it being out, just due to the fact that it just was driving me insane just to play it. One of the coolest game modes in the game, the large kind of conquest-styled thing with the flags and all the NPCs running around, is completely ruined for me just due to the fact that people were running around with, like, basically pay-to-win armor that gave them stat buffs. I think stats were a huge mistake. They should have kept the game stat-free and just made it like a fair and balanced experience. And sure, one class would probably have an edge over another, but I think giving people the ability to, you know, buff certain aspects of their character just completely pushes it over the deep end and only rewards those who either grind their absolute asses off all day just to get the gear, and then punishes those who don't have all the time in the world. And it makes them feel like they have to pay for everything, and they still can't pay for everything because they still have to grind to get to the level to unlock the gear in the first place. So there's just a lot of problems I have with the publisher, you know, Ubisoft, in regards with For Honor and how it turned out. And this gameplay really does illustrate just how much they kind of dropped the ball with the game. It had all of this really original concept going on, and then it just kind of came out stale. And it's fun. It's a fun game. It has a good core gameplay concept. They just kind of dropped the ball on these things that I've been talking about, and I wish that it could be fixed, but it's probably too late. Also, like, you've probably been seeing articles and videos on it, but the player count on PC for For Honor has dipped, like, very, very much so, to the point where I don't know if the game's going to even be active in the next couple of months, except for the really hardcore players, which is kind of a shame, because it's still a fun game. It just lost its way. That's all it, you know, that's all you have to say about it. It just lost its way, and it's a goddamn shame. So, thank you for watching the video. I'm not monetizing this because I'll probably get like 300 copyright strikes from Ubisoft. But I love Ubisoft. You know, I know I've said all these bad things about them, but they're actually one of my favorite video game publishers, just because they've given me so many great gaming experiences over the years, and I hope that they can improve, and they stop trying to fuck games that could have been good up, because that would be beautiful. And hopefully we can get a For Honor 2 that looks a little bit more like this, more like the original vision, and less like the magical bullshit that they kind of threw into the new one just for like the cosmetics for it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you next time. Peace out.